We can talk to these guys now. If you want these guys on your notes, you have to talk to them now. Not when you first talk to them, you have to actually get some dialogue out of them. Darn towers swarming with monsters. Some are even equipped with swords and armor. It's sickening. If I were to go in there, I think I'd probably just let muscle impulses take over and try not to think. Swords and armor. I already saw a couple of those guys outside, didn't I? Alright, we'll talk to this guy. That damned bandit keeps turning up in the weirdest places. Asteria is not a big country. There are only so many places one can hide, so why the hell is he so hard to catch? Well, we got some dialogue out of these guys, and I think we are free to go. We'll go back and talk to the mayor. I believe he does have some new things to say about this. I don't know why I just let him walk into me. I do have to charge into them, right? If they hit me, that doesn't count as me doing damage to them. For whatever reason. I guess it kind of makes sense, but, you know, they're not necessarily always walking into me when damage gets done to me. We'll see if there's anything down here. We'll try to fully explore around. There's nothing. As you can see, they've got, like, no defense compared to their strength. Their strength is their best aspect, as well as their HP, but HP you kind of expect to be a little high, don't you? At least I do. Alright, so we are done here in the mountain pass, still trying to get some experience as I go. Always nice to get that level up. Alright, back to Zepik Village. No, Corvo! Oh, you've met Goban, have you? I told you he wasn't your average run-of-the-mill thief, didn't I? There have been robberies left and right these days, but I just don't believe Goban is to blame. Well, we got some new information out of him. Now I have to remember where the mayor's place was. I want to say it was this one, but I could be entirely wrong. No, this is Luda Gemma's house. It was important, but for a different reason. Maybe it was this one north of it. There we go. How you doing, Mayor? Do you mean to tell me it wasn't the thieves? They're not the ones who stole the silver bell. How am I supposed to believe that? Who else would do such a thing? I suppose there was that man in the black cape, whom several villagers saw on the mountain road. Anything else before I go? Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright, so we will leave for now, and I think it is time to go over, as we head to the north, trying to avoid the conversation landmines. It is time to go over the notes some more. You might notice that it was already there. I do use this to kind of check to make sure that I've talked to everybody that I wanted to. So, as you can see, we have 8 pages, and I believe we have filled it out. So close, so close. Just a couple more people to talk to. But for the most part, we have it filled out. Let's start with Jebba here. Effie and Sarah are back in Minea, right? Sarah's the fortune teller. So we'll start with Jebba. Sarah's aunt, who lives in Zepik Village, extremely well-versed in Asteria's history and culture, herbs, and even fortune-telling. The other villagers really look up to her. Then we have the mayor, and we'll skip ahead. Zepik's elder guards the silver bell, which has been the village's treasure for generations. Seems troubled recently, though, and seeks a kindly non-villager to aid him in an important matter. Then we have Linda, Elbert's wife and Mark's mother, lives in Zepik and is very set in her ways. Serves as a model housewife, devoting herself completely to always making her home a more comfortable one. Then we have Mark, the only child in Zepik, but he doesn't let that get him down. He's perfectly content just playing outside and can often be found fishing at the lake or basking in the rays of the sun. Yeah, that's probably just still depressing for him in the long run. Then we have number 69, Granny Etta. Albert's mother lives in Zepik and fancies herself an expert in wild plants, nuts, berries, and the like. Used to pick rota fruit all the time, but lately it simply hasn't been growing. We have Iris, Luda's wife, lives in Zepik and constantly worries about her husband, who sleepwalks almost every night, often putting himself in grave danger in the process. Then we have Clive. He has the face of an old man, but is only in his 20s, has grown weary of being single, but lives amongst mostly elderly individuals in Zepik Village, making his girlfriend hunt a challenge. There aren't any, so good luck with that. Then we have Old Man Lehan, a man from Zepik Village, an old man from Zepik who believes that if monsters exist, then so too must the goddesses described in ancient legends. As such, he spends his days praying for the goddesses to appear. But as we know, all rumors in RPGs are always false. Palma here, a woman from Zepik who worries about her health faltering due to the large number of elderly individuals living around her. Also worries that always worries about the elder due to his frantic behavior, meaning the mayor. So, is she not married? Could her and, what's his name? Clive get together? Just throwing it out there. Old Man Cronin, an old man from Zepik who used to work as a miner. In those days, he recalls there were 2 goddess statues enshrined in a mine cavern, but one day one of them simply disappeared. Then we have Demi, a kindly, reserved woman from Zepik, beloved by all the villagers. Recommend speaking with an old woman named Jeba if you have any questions pertinent to your adventure. So once again, Demi, there are some single women out there as far as we can tell. Then there's Old Man Pablo, an old man living in Zepik who absolutely loves fishing at the lake and does so every single day. He rarely ever catches anything, but he doesn't seem to mind. He just enjoys the sun. Then we have Granny Lucia, a deeply devout old woman from Zepik who believes that the village's treasure, the silver bell, is what keeps the monsters at bay. She feels that its tonal quality has a purifying effect. And we have Albert, Linda's husband and Mark's father, one of the few young men in Zepik who feels it's his duty to patrol for monsters, recently spotted the man in the black cloak pass through to the north. We have Granny Soya, an old lady from Zepik who adores ghost stories and readily blames unexplained occurrences on ghosts. Warns of a hooded spirit in the shrine to the north, though who can say if it's real? Then we have Granny Toba, an open-minded old lady from Zepik who seems willing to give anyone the benefit of the doubt. When asked about the monsters or the thieves, she simply states, "I don't know what they're thinking." Old Man Corvo, an old man from Zepik who was rescued from monsters by Goban, now regards the thieves as honorable individuals and believes the recent incidents must have been someone else's doing. Then we have Goban, head of the bandits residing in the Thieves Den at the foot of Darm Tower, would never rob from the weak or defenseless, and is highly respected by all those who serve under him. We have Luganda Thief, a young thief working under Goban, and the first thief Goban recruited. Has a foul mouth and even fouler temperament, but is a very honorable man who would never betray anyone's trust. Then we have Morgan the Thief, a fat thief who seems like a ruffian at first, but has a real heart of gold. Used to work in the mines with Goban and almost lost his life down there, but Goban saved him from his fate. And finally today we have Luda Gemma, a poet and troubadour from Zepik who sleepwalks almost nightly, constantly worrying his wife by wandering out to the plains without even realizing it. Started around the time the monsters came. Now, this is not something that I went over before because there were so many notes to go over last time, but there are indeed different sections of the notes. So if I switch by pressing L and R, you can see I now have access to the monsters. And like I said, I'm not going to try to complete the bestiary, but I'll at least try to get at least all of them killed so that we can show them off here at least. But I'm not going to try to go for HP, strength, experience, defense, and gold and all that kind of stuff. We'll just stick with having their picture and a description. That's going to be good enough for me. But if we complete it like we did with the Curloids, that's also fine. Part of the problem is that if you want to get the experience in gold on the list, they don't show you that on the user interface. You have to check the notes if you want to make sure that you've done that. But we'll start with the Picards here. An animal bred for its obnoxiously cute and tender little body. Sup on its toothsome niblets slathered in rota butter and straddling bacon. Adorably delicious. That sounds so wrong. Then we have the Curloid, a dwarf from the plains, looks fearsome but is actually quite weak. May present a challenge at first, but will quickly become a pushover. As you can see, 4 experience and 10 gold for killing that. Then we have the Oak Rot, a bloated dryad from the plains, formed from the malevolence within a rotted tree, very dry, inhibiting its mobility, which makes it an easy foe to take down. And the Reball, a red-furred feral dog that roams the Ystarian plains, moves quickly and often attacks in packs, making it a real threat to the unwary traveler. And finally today we have the Unugun, a sworn guardian of the shrine and life, resurrected by a sinister will. Inside, its armor is completely decayed. The stench of death on it is overpowering. So I don't feel too bad about killing it. And then we are back to the characters. So there is the bestiary as well. As you can see, there are 4 pages. We have just barely begun penetrating the bestiary. But I did want to go over that before we headed out. Hold on one second, though. Indeed, we are good to go. Before I go, though, I did want to point out that if you are playing the Eternal version of the game, when you find Luganda and bring him back to the village here, you don't get any experience for doing that. I'm not sure why they took that out, maybe some balance issues, but that is how that particular version of the game works. With that said, we are off. I was a little nervous with seeing Luganda behind a question mark character, but we indeed cannot get that character on our notes just yet. So we're gonna head to the shrine. We're not gonna spend too much time here to start because I want to try to take advantage of, well, something quite quick. But for the time being, we will head for the shrine, get back up to full health, and then we will head inside. Now, because we have Sarah's crystal, we are able to proceed here. As you can see, there are a few statues of, I assume, goddesses, but because we have Sarah's crystal, we can see that this one is gold. Running into it will warp us forward. Now here, we should be able to find a few treasure chests, but almost all of them are going to be locked. The only one that isn't locked is this one here in the northeast. Opening this one gives us a ruby, which is important for selling. So I'm going to take advantage of this. I have a ton of gold already. I already have almost 4,500 gold. I'm a little bit higher level than I need to be as well. But I'm going to take advantage of getting that ruby. I'm going to head back to Minea and sell it to the pawn shop. I'm actually going to haggle as well, and I will take care of that off screen. I'll also be back here in Zepik Village with some upgraded equipment because I should have the money for it, and I'll probably have more, another level, because it's not going to take too much to get that. I'll meet you back here when that is all taken care of. Once again, haggle with the pawn shop guy. It will be worthwhile at the end of the day. That is all taken care of, but before I equip anything, I want to go over the level up that I got. As you can see, with the equipment that I still had, we now have 100 HP, 105 strength, and 90 defense. Level ups do mean a lot, especially early on in this game. With that said, it is now time to equip the things that I purchased. I somehow managed to have just enough money. I had 1 spare gold to purchase all 3 of the middle items back in Minea. So we're going to start with the longsword here. As you can see, 10 more strength. A steel longsword, fairly heavy, but gets the job done nicely. So we are, of course, going to equip that. 10 more than the short sword that was given to us. Then we have the middle shield, a leather-lined shield, a medium-sized, light, durable, and firm. Once again, a 10-point increase, this time in defense over the small shield. Then finally, we have the plate mail, made of steel plating, reliable but requires high stamina. 10 more defense headed my way over the chain mail, so I'm going to go ahead and equip it. So now we have 115 strength and 110 defense, 100 HP, and I'm still a little nervous about this, but we're going to head forward nonetheless. We need to head back to the shrine and see what we can do. We'll take out these guys as we go. If they hit me, I'm not too concerned about it. I can get the heals back pretty damn soon. And I could use the experience, but as you can see, they're only giving me, I think that was 8, so they're not that great compared to what we're going to find inside the shrine here. So let's go ahead and warp. What we want to do is head to the northwest corner, but it's kind of blocked off this way. You know, over by the locked chest, which is still not a nice thing to do. We want to actually head this way and down through the south. That'll eventually take us over to the northwest corner, where we can find the scary door. We have the shrine key, so we can head through the door. Before I do, though, I want to point out that you should make sure that your health is at full. You can regenerate here, so take advantage of that before you head through the door. Just saying that now, because on the other side of this door, we cannot regenerate, but we can use the shrine key. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spoil something a little bit here, but I'm going to say that kind of as a general rule, once you head inside, you want to head to the northern wall. Just keep that in mind. Let's head in for boss time. Here is the boss. He cannot hit you unless you hit him, so kind of an easy first boss, but as you can see, there's flames coming out of the side, so that could pose to be a problem. I like heading on the northern side because, as you can see, the flame pattern makes it easier for me to run in off the northern side. And you just kind of have to pick your spot. That's kind of the way to go. As you can see, the flame does take 6 HP off of me. Not too bad, but I can't regenerate here. And I think I need to hit him 2 more times here. I like waiting for him to just spawn in the right spot. This is kind of a difficult boss if you don't know what you're doing. Don't stand in the fire, number 1. But number 2, wait for him to get relatively close to you. Especially in the middle. The middle is where I like to go. All right, I'm going to go for that. There we go. Yeah, 2 more hits. And since I didn't get hit, you know, just go for it. Boom, down he goes. I made that fight look exceptionally easy. But you do get a full heal for taking him out and 500 experience. So that's something, but that's just the first boss fight. That's kind of an intense first boss fight. I recommend being like level 4 at least with a long sword, 5 if you still have the short sword. That guy's not easy. The defense, to be honest, does not matter for him, so it doesn't necessarily matter what you get in terms of the shield or the mail in order to take him on, because he does the same amount of damage kind of no matter what. And to be honest, it's the flames that's the problem. It's not him. But after making that guy look exceptionally easy, we will head into the shrine next time. That is going to do it for these parts of Let's Play Ys. I've been Baller Scuba. I've been joined, as always, by the Avoider of Flames, Adol. Hope you guys have enjoyed these parts. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.